Warning, this video is not for kids. So I just watched Pets 2, and it was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I mean, what do you expect? It's made by the same people who think playing it safe is good. Well, it's not. Okay, well, at least this movie didn't actually get a good score. Right? Oh. Before I start, ranting about why I think Pets 2 is bad, I think it's important, to talk about Pets 1 a little bit. Now, I personally think Pets 1 is better. Wow, that's a fucking surprise. Now, I'm one of the few critics that actually think that this first movie is actually painfully average. The reason why I'm saying that is because some film critics on YouTube think that this film is awful. Now, to be honest, I don't really think this film is awful. Yes, it is kind of a ripoff of Toy Story, but I wouldn't really call it awful. I consider it decent, but to be honest, it's not really good, but it's decent. And this film also has a little bit of heart. It doesn't have a lot, and I don't really like the characters that much. And it's decent, but nothing special. But SLG everything. How does it not have a lot of heart? How are the characters not good? They're fucking Illumination. They don't care about their films. They don't care how much heart they put into their films. They just don't care. All they care about is that goddamn American dough. And I know some of you are gonna say, oh, well maybe they're not a good studio. Okay then tell me this. The first fucking film that we see from Illumination was 10 years ago, and it was great. It's the best Illumination movie ever made, because that's the only time that they actually, think of something creative. Okay. If I put this movie in a number score, I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. Because it's nothing special. It's, a normal movie. It's, not that good. The reason why it has that score is because the biggest problem with the movie is that it kind of relies on cute factor. I mean, other movies like Shrek and a lot of other movies that use anthropomorphic animals don't really rely on cute factor. But this is the only movie that I've ever watched that actually, kind of relies on it. Alright, now let's talk about Pets 2, the topic of this video. And before I talk about this, is the sequel better than the original? Well, no. No, it isn't. And you might not believe me, but this sequel is actually worse. Way more worse than the original. Alright, so now let's name a few things, actually a lot of things, that I absolutely despise about this film. One of the biggest problems are that there are multiple subplots at once, but I know that the first movie had multiple subplots happening, all at once. But in that movie, at least they made it a little entertaining. But in this movie, it's just bad. Alright, so now let's name all the subplots, that I absolutely despise. Like, there's one subplot where the bunny, helps a dog, save a tiger. A vicious, man-eating tiger. And the movie really wants us to save this tiger. And the movie does it like this. Oh, look at this cute fucking tiger. Look how cute this tiger is. You need to save this tiger because of how cute he is. Oh my god, let's look at how cute he is. Oh my god. The movie addresses that there has to be a villain. So they add this villain that, is keeping this tiger, captive or something, and he's keeping him in a cage, even though that's his job. He has to work like that. He needs to make the tiger like that so he can, prepare him for the show. Now, to be honest, I think this subplot is kind of forgettable because for most of the film, I forgot about this subplot until they, addressed that this was happening. And this subplot is probably the most forgettable one. In my experience, at least. I don't know if your experience is going to be, the same as mine, but in my experience, I kind of forgot about that subplot. And there's another subplot where Max, needs to get over his fear or something, which I think isn't a bad idea, but its execution is bad. There's also this other dog character. Now, I thought that this character was going to be part of a more bigger plot in the story, but no, he's just there. But first time when I watched this, I thought he was going to be, he's going to be part of a more bigger plot in the story. But no, all he does is teach Max how to get over his fear, which is not a bad thing, but I kind of felt like that they had more with him, but Illumination said, no, you can't do that. Please, just do this, alright? You can't do this thing. We risk our company. That will blow our budget. Just do this. Wait, guys, wait. If you're enjoying what you're seeing right now, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Alright, so now, let's continue the video. Alright, I could sit down and talk about why I hate the subplots, but this video would be too long. So now, let's talk about the main thing that I hate about this movie. My biggest problem with this movie is that the beginning kind of feels rushed. I don't know why this is my biggest problem, but I just hated this part. The first time I watched this, I said, why? Why did they rush the owner getting married? Why? Why did they do that? I don't know about you, but that just annoyed me. I don't really know why. And one more thing before I end this video. If you like this movie, then that's completely fine. I'm not trying to take away your enjoyment, of this movie. If you enjoyed it, then that's completely okay. Alright, now it's time to give this movie its number score. I'm gonna give this movie a 1 out of 10. Because the only thing that I actually liked was the ending. The ending was good. In conclusion, don't watch this movie. Watch this movie. You'll like it. I promise.